Hi, Federico, you're on mute. I cannot hear you. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So welcome everyone to this community call. It's very fun to meet you today. I guess last week was extremely busy because and thanks to the LISCON in Lisbon. Team members from Kleros were attending the conference. There were a lot of talks. Federico had a talk. Maybe if he manages to speak, oh, he's leaving, yeah, and joining again, he will tell you a bit more about that. The experience overall was very nice. We had also a Kleros party, a Proof of Humanity party last Sunday. That was a crepe party in Lisbon where we could meet the community here in Lisbon attending the blockchain week. That was very interesting, very fun to meet people. Hi, Federico.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Hey, it works.
Can you hear me now? All good?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, it's already telling the guys about what we did here at. Well, let me show you where we are, because this is like where all the magic of Kleros, happens. So let me show you. So this is like the office or at Lisbon. So I'm going to let the guys introduce themselves. So here is, Green.
Hey, what's up? You're not showing my face.
No? Okay, let me. Okay, there you go.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, this is Green.
I guess this is JB.
JB.
Hi guys, I'm Orlando.
Orlando, and and this is where we did our incubation session the other day. We have one of the logos here, an icosahedron, handmade. And wait, let me sit here. Let me put the. Just 1 second. Okay, can you hear me still?
Yes.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, well, so we had a really interesting week. Well, we didn't have the call last week because we were at the conference. So we were at the LISCON conference with part of the team, at least those who were able to make it to the conference. So, of course, Clement, Annabelle, we have Green, JB, there's also Orlando, Jimmy. So all of those that basically are vaccinated and that live not very far and that could actually get to Portugal. I had a talk. It was a quite small conference compared to DHC and the DevCon, so they only gave us one talk at this time at Kleros, and I spoke about basically the use of Kleros for compliance of tokens and DeFi, and basically the kind of things that we do at the tokens app, which makes sure that the submissions are compliant with a number of conditions and guidelines, like not being scam tokens and that kind of thing. So I presented on what I think is going to be the
long-term vision of this app and of Kleros as a decentralized compliance tool. If you want a private compliance, let me clarify. So then, of course, the conference is always a good way to be in touch with different stakeholders of Kleros, especially those who might become at some point protocols that integrate our service. So that's a good moment for discussions with pitching Kleros to different protocols. So many meetings and conversations for this. Then let me see what else worth mentioning from the conference. I think that was it. Then this week also, actually last week, we also launched our incubator. As we mentioned, we have 2 teams which were accepted. One of them is called Reactions, and this is a project that mixes like social and NFTs, and there are different ways in which they plan to integrate Kleros, from proof of humanity to also content moderation of what NFTs or what type of content should be allowed or not in the platform. Then we had the other project that it's called Open Vino. I know you guys love it. It's a platform that uses Kleros for traceability and curation of organic food, specifically wine in this case. But there is a very big problem in the wine certification industry, which is that people don't believe the certifications because of lack of transparency, basically. Kleros can be a really good solution, and Mike Barrow, who is the founder of this winery, and he's also an Ethereum developer. He has been working for quite some years in traceability, and the Kleros solution for curation can be excellent for providing more trust to this wine industry that doesn't have a lot of trust now. So we started doing our sessions with workshops. So the incubator has a number of workshops that help the incubees to do some strategy design, some lean startup kind of things, then how to interview users, how to identify the different stakeholders that are part of one of these protocols, and also how to start bootstrapping, network effects in order for the platform to start growing. So we did some sessions with these guys, and we have one more session of this next week, and then comes user interfaces, smart contracts, security, and all that. So at the end of the 3 months period, we will have 2 projects standing on their feet and starting to try to find more users, and of course this would result, we expect, in more adoption for Kleros. Then we have, as you know, working on the version 2.0 of the court, which is our key project of the coming months, and this involves, as you know, different improvements in cryptoeconomics, in social choice theory, new smart contracts, and I'm going to let William comment a bit on how the cryptoeconomics are different in the new version of the court from the one that is online now.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are a variety of points that we've improved. I invite people to read the yellow paper or to sort of dig into them. The sort of big things. So there's sort of scaling aspects that involve just kind of streamlining how Kleros can interact on a rollup with other applications on other sort of consensus layers. But those aren't really necessarily changes to the game theory of how Kleros works. But you know, the sort of like core game theoretic changes have to do with allowing more multiple choice kind of answers where there's not like a clear response that, you know, like in Kleros, like not all the questions that have been happened so far are necessarily binary, but generally they're either binary or there's like de facto binary. They're only sort of two plausible responses. And in the future version of the court, we hope to accommodate questions that have more nuanced responses by allowing people to rank choices. That then there's a voting system that sort of aggregates those rankings into a response, and an incentive system that goes along with that, which is designed around this sort of like Schelling point-based economic system that Kleros uses, which is inspired from, but you know, is different in kind of interesting and notable ways from kind of the sort of social choice theory that's been developed for people having like ranked choice voting in traditional elections. Not to put them on the spot, but like a lot of the version next to the court has been sort of handed to the developers now. I mean, a lot of the research is done. So maybe JB might have some comments as he's, you know, he wrote the specs and he's building this now.
Let's see if he has some comment here. Well, maybe, yeah, you can comment. You want to comment on the specs of the court? Like, I don't want to interrupt much.
Hi everyone. All right. On the specs. So yes, we are just starting to hand it over to the developers and look into the implementation aspects. So yes, it's really inspired heavily by the yellow paper, of course, and the priorities, as William was saying, is scalability. That's really a big one, and then there are more functional sorts of improvements around the mechanism design and being able to iterate faster with new mechanisms at different steps in the dispute resolution. So yeah, it should be really very extensible, and it's designed for the long term, and it should really open up a lot more use cases which should have worked in Kleros V1, but were not possible or priced out, etc.
Thank you. Anything else to add, William, on your side?
So just from like a sort of expectations point of view, to like add on what JB was saying, with this kind of modularity approach, people should expect that the sort of core modular skeleton of V2 comes out first, which will involve scalability aspects, and then like the sort of like questions around like the kind of voting system things I was talking about will be added, like according to the plan and the specs, will be added in as modules later. So like the first release of V2 might just sort of still have the plurality voting that we currently have. But then this other voting system, which is described in the yellow paper, can be added as like a module that can be improved by a governance vote. And then if there's future research that has even better voting systems, like they can also be added as modules within the sort of same skeleton.
Good. That's what we're working on now on the development side. So this week, or the past 2 weeks, we had like lots of follow up from lots and lots of legal, scholars, practitioners, arbitrators regarding the event that we announced 2 weeks ago of Kleros ruling being accepted into a civil court in Mexico as part of as a tool for resolution of landlord and tenant dispute, so which is really a historic moment for blockchain arbitration system being somehow merged into a traditional legal decision. This is maybe will be remembered as a decentralized justice, like El Salvador moment, only that this happened in Mexico in our case. And this created extremely high interest from all of the legal side of the Kleros community in basically how they can, you know, reproduce the same thing in other places. I mean, in other jurisdiction, and the work that Mauricio Virués did, who is the person who led the development of the implementation of the Kleros system into Mexico. So the key of this was the use of a specific way to structure the arbitration clause into the contract. So we expect now different lawyers from different jurisdictions starting to, well, now that there is the first success story, so start to implement this in other places, right? Which, when this is seen at the same under the light of what we expect will be the launch of the version 2.0 of the court, so we will have a tool that will be, at the same time, we expect, you know, be cost efficient and also enforceable in at least at least we know one jurisdiction, which is Mexico, and this can open lots of opportunities into the for the resolution of consumer type of disputes. So I basically spent lots of my time this week talking to people who are interested in trying to reproduce this into other jurisdictions. Part of this also is connected to the launch of the fifth cohort of the fellowship that is now open. So we have it's going to be open for a few more weeks at least, and then I'm already starting to interview candidates that want to participate. So if you want to research on some aspect of Kleros that you think is relevant for you, and of course it should be relevant for Kleros, you can apply, and we will give you all the support from the team in order to help you with the connections, or like with our knowledge that we have at the team, or whatever we can do to help you succeed, we will do it. So you can apply now, it's open. This time we have a bunch of specific tracks that we want to push, and we want people to do research in them, because we see them as very strategic for Kleros. One of them is NFTs. So Kleros can be a really powerful tool for curating NFTs and resolving a number of situations related to, you know, plagiarism and stolen stuff in NFTs. Then we have identity, so people who could research new applications of proof of humanity in different scenarios, different platforms. This is also open. And then we have also content moderation. So my presentation during the ETHEC in Paris was about an idea that it was not mine, it was Vitalik's, of the use of prediction market in order to moderate content in decentralized social media platforms. So we want to understand better how this would work, and so that there's a position open there. Each of these, they have a $1,000 reward for people that complete it successfully. So if you are interested in some of this, do apply. Then also spending the time this week in recruiting, you know, interviewing people. We have like open positions in like lots of different areas, development, you know, smart contracts, front end, full stack. We also have communications positions open. We also have business development positions open, so operations. So our community recruiting, we are also quite, I'd say, picky maybe with the people we want to work with. So we do take this really seriously, and it takes recruitment takes time for us, but also tends to give better results in terms of having a great team. So if you want to work with us, or you know people that would want to work with Kleros, so feel free to apply or to direct them to us. So that was another important thing for this week. Let me think. And I think that's it. It was mostly, most things the past week were like networking and business development. I am trying to sell Kleros to different platforms, and this week lots of backlog of emails not answered the week previous and all that. So I think that's more or less it. Am I forgetting something, William or Annabelle or JB? Oh yeah, one thing I just saw it. I saw that the Bankless DAO, the guys, they just launched Decentralized Law newsletter. It's new, like I think they published this on Twitter like not even 1 hour ago. I'm very happy to see that one of the pieces that they're kind of sharing different articles published in different places, and one of them is actually an article I published with Professor Bruno Defense from Assas University in France at the Stanford Journal of Blockchain Law and Policy. So if you follow Bankless, now you can follow also the newsletter they just released about decentralized law. And this is the first one of all, and so one of the pieces of content there, it's from Kleros. So that's cool. And I guess that's it. I don't know if you have any question to ask. Okay. Well, if there are no questions, then guys, see you next time. And let me just say bye-bye with a little yeah. So it's 7:20 and we're still working. So for those who say we don't work hard for you, and here's an icosahedron. Bye-bye, guys.
See you.